We're good?
Yep.
Okay. It's Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Time is 5:32. Location is City Hall Chambers at 1103 West Main Street. Call to order, please. Tim, would you do that for me?
Oh.
You can do that? Okay.
I'll call. Roll call. Council President Kaiser. Councilman O'Meara.
Here.
Councilman Christiansen.
Here.
Councilman Murray.
Here.
Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have Pastor Jeremiah Campos here to lead us in prayer. Thank you. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for these evenings where we get to come together, the council and the community, the city, Lord, to talk about what it is that Middleton looks like and will look like for the next 5, 15, and 50 years, Lord, and even beyond. And so, Lord, we ask for wisdom. We ask for vision, Lord. We're grateful to have this city, Lord. We're grateful for the residents who make up this city. We're grateful for our children, Lord, who are the future of this city. We pray, Lord, that you would protect them, that you would watch over our kids, Lord, and that Middleton would be a wonderful place not only to raise, but to educate children. Lord, we're thankful so much for the servicemen and women who fight and defend Middleton, both near, at home, and abroad, Father. We thank you for all those veterans, Lord, and for those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And thank you that our community honors and respects veterans and military service. We also want to thank you, Lord, for the public service workers and also for the public safety, fire, EMS, Lord, police. Thank you so much, Lord, for bringing alongside of us in our community men and women who are willing to lay their lives and their livelihoods sometimes aside, Lord, to serve our community. We're grateful for all of it, Lord, and so we ask for your continued guiding and direction in this meeting. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, we need to approve the agenda. I'm used to having a president here.
I've moved that we approve the agenda that's been posted for the October 15th, 5:30 meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, public comment on non-public hearing items of city business. 3 minutes each. Anybody signed this sheet? Nope. Okay. We'll go to discussion item number 1, fee comparison with other cities. Ms. Hobbs, please. And council, the paperwork she handed you about 5 minutes ago is that information. We didn't have time to get it up on the...
I just texted Rob.
All right, Mayor and Council, good evening. A couple councils ago, you had asked for just a basic fee comparison for our water, sewer connection fees, and some traffic impact fees. So I took some basic criteria of 4 different traffic impacts of general office space, light industrial, coffee shop with a drive-through, coffee shop without a drive-through, and then our water and connection fees. So that you can see, I have a comparison for everyone to hear. We have Middleton, Star, Caldwell, and Cuna. I'll start with the water connection fee.
Let the
Stop for a
record
moment
show that
for-
Councilman
Kaiser.
Kaiser is here.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome aboard, boss.
Welcome. I'll start over. Simple comparison for fees. Middleton, Star, Caldwell, and Cuna on for council to discuss what they would like to discuss regarding the fees. Water connection fees. Middleton does it per meter size from 5/8 all the way to a 4-inch meter. Star, the water connection fee is a flat 2,000 residential or commercial. Caldwell is per meter size as well, 3/4 down to 3+ inches. And CUNA has a fee of $3,508, so $3,558. Sewer connection fees, Middleton again is per meter size, 5/8 down to a 4-inch meter. Star is a flat fee of $5,500, commercial and residential. Caldwell is approximately $2,384. And CUNA is $8,080, with a caveat that that is based on 1 EDU, which is for residential. If commercial comes in, if their commercial plan indicates 5 EDUs, whatever the permit plan states, then that's multiplied by however many EDUs. So if it's 5, it's 8,000 times 5. Okay? So you can see we all do it a little bit differently, so it's very hard to compare apples to apples, but you can see the difference in rates. Then we go to the transportation impact fee. Middleton and Star operate under the Mid-Star transportation fees, and they're all done on per 1,000 square feet. So Star is unique into where part of Star is Canyon County, which is Mid-Star, and then part of Star is ACHD. Okay, so for the Mid-Star that Middleton and Star both operate under, for a general office space, it's $4,400 per 1,000 square feet. For light industrial, it's $3,214 per 1,000 square feet. Coffee shop with a drive-through is $27,663 per 1,000 square feet. And a coffee shop without a drive-through is $23,154 per 1,000 square feet. And then whatever the ACHD part for Star is, they go through the ACHD model. And then I did speak with ACHD, in fact, this afternoon, their traffic specialist, and they have the same thing, so they are getting ready to update their fees. ACHD right now operates under one totality, one big region. They're looking to possibly cut that region into 2, because one part of ACHD and another part have different projects. So one's part of ACHD is probably going to be significantly higher because they have more projects that are needed. So instead of one big region, they might operate into 2. But that, as of right now, they operate under 1. And then Caldwell, you can see their fees, $48.55 for a general office space, $2,922 for light industrial, $24,900 for a coffee shop with a drive-through, $20,000 for a coffee shop without a drive-through, and then CUNA is ACHD. So I can let you guys discuss. I do have the ACHD schedule on my desk that I can talk through, but they have also the same. If somebody wants to disagree, they can come and do a special assessment just like we had. We all have the same state standards that we go by. ACHD and the model that we had that Kittleson had presented to you guys back in our budget, they base our calculations on traffic. So the traffic during a work week, Monday through Friday, and from 4 to 6 p.m. That's kind of the formula that they use.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
So I'm seeing in Star under sewer connection fee, they're $5,500. In Middleton, if it's a 1-inch connection, it's $28,500. So that's a difference of about $23,000. If it's a 2-inch, Star has a flat fee at $5,500, and Middleton has a $78,000. Okay.
You got it.
All right. Thank you, Monica. Does anyone else have a question, Council?
No, thank you for supplying us with this information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need a discussion, or you just like to see it?
Happy to see it. It'll help later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, action items. Number 1.
Consent agenda. Approving minutes from city meeting October 1, ratifying payroll through October 3rd, and considering approving accounts payable. Council, I went through accounts payable today. It is obviously significantly larger. We had some one-time hits come through in terms of renewals, different associations of cities, those types of things. Fire district, impact fees pass through, garbage service pass through, some latecomers agreement pass through money that were of large amounts, and the new truck was on there as well. So we had some big ticket items hit all this right at the end of the month.
It's not unusual. You have the first meeting of the month to be so close to it.
On the first.
Yeah,
All right, any questions on accounts payable?
none.
All right, then I move we approve consent agenda items A, B, and C.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, regarding permit fees for Starbucks, consider fee requests and concerns raised by Northwest Development Companies regarding a Starbucks to be located at River Point Development on Highway 44. Mr. Likes, ALC Architects, and Mr. Stroud, Northwest Development Companies, LLC. Please.
Good evening. Jeff Lex, 1119 East State Street, Eagle, Idaho. First, thanks for listening to us this evening. And thanks to Ms. Hobbs for her presentation. Probably was a big coincidence.
You know, it was. I'm so sorry. My criteria was already set.
That's good. Okay. There, thank you. Just a little background. We submitted for the Starbucks, been approved building permit. Been approved by September 17th. 1.22 acres at a 2,400 square foot shell at this point. Starbucks will submit or could submit their tenant improvement after we build the shell. And we have a 2-inch water meter, and we'll get to that here in a second. Next slide, please. So to look, I'm sure we're all familiar with the connection fees of Middleton. We're only really here to look at the 3 that we're here to look at there. The 2-inch water connection fee was $22,169.47. Water connection. Sewer connection, 2-inch fee is $78,000, and the transportation impact fee is $66,474.19. So as Ms. Hobbs pointed out earlier, I've kind of broken down, we just went through a few of these in Star, Emmett, and Cuna. And so Star's impact fees today, in January they will be going out. So this represents what it is today.
Okay.
Their water, so I think Ms. Hobbs pointed out, they run by an EDU. And so a Starbucks constitutes 5 EDUs, and it's $1,600 per EDU. So a water connection fee would be $8,000. A sewer connection fee again is $1,600 per EDU. They're 5. That's another $8,000. The water meter connection fee as of today for a 2-inch meter is $6,700 for the meter itself. Then the sewer fee. Again, is run by an EDU, and that's $3,500 per EDU, or 5 EDUs at $17,500. Water connection fee for a 2-inch connection, based off of your water connection, is how they run that. 5 EDUs at $1,000, so that's $5,000. So total, that would be $45,200. And then a transportation fee. All 3 of these that we're going to look at actually run through the ACHD impact fee schedule. And those are for a Starbucks, which is a drive-through coffee shop. They run at $12,656 per 1,000 square feet. So $12,656 times 2.4 for 2,400 square feet is $30,412.37. So we compared Emmett as well. again, their 2-inch fee runs $11,840. They don't break theirs down as far as Star did, but they have a 2-inch service fee is $11,840. A 2-inch sewer fee is $16,880 for a total of $28,720. And again, the transportation fee runs through ACHD, and that's just over $30,000. CUNA for a 2-inch connection fee is $8,080. A 2-inch sewer fee is $5,166.01. So a total of $13,246.01. And then their transportation fee was the same. And then the next slide is the last one we looked at, and that is Meridian. You can go online and actually fill all this out. So they can tell you kind of upfront what it is. They have a water fee of $3,179.40. They have a landscape fee in there as well for $525. A sewer fee of $14,000, and then a water fee of $2,247 for a total of $20,128.31. Again, they run off the same impact fee schedule of $30,412. So we're just bringing those up. I'm going to turn some time over to Travis, Northwest Development, just to kind of tell you, we're a little bit, we just like to discuss, we're a little high, we think, on some of these fees. I mean, it's transportation fees just over double. Sewer connection fee, depending on who you look at, is double, or, if you can just CUNA and Emmett, but it could be almost triple there. So it looks like a more discussion with that. So I'll turn some time over to Travis.
Ready to state my name?
Please.
Travis Stroud, Northwest Development, 1980 South Meridian Road. I don't really feel like this all speaks pretty loud, what we've shown. The one thing I do want to say is, I don't know what the solution is. I know it's broken, this one-size-fits-all solution. There isn't a fair way to do that. I mean, we could come in with coffee and an 800 square foot Dutch Brothers is going to create way more traffic than a 2,400 square foot Starbucks. So in that scenario, we win. But in other scenarios, you guys do. I don't know what the fair scenario is. One size fit all isn't. A 2-inch basing it on a 2-inch connection fee, we'd never consume the water that a 2-inch actually feeds to us. So it's kind of hard to swallow that 78,000. We don't need a 2-inch, other than we have valve flush toilets. We need that pressure right out of the gate, but that's it. But we believe in Middleton. We want to bring commercial to Middleton, but I don't see how we can with these fees. I mean, the reality is all cities aren't created equal. I still have to incentivize commercial to come to Middleton. Residential, no. You guys have a quality of life that you're getting residential growth. People want to be here. But the commercial, I've got to show them why they should come to Middleton rather than Star, rather than CUNA, rather than Meridian. And it's rent. I got to give them better rent to be in Middleton. I can't with this. Yeah, that's the big point why we're here. Understand the need for them. And I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know. This isn't working. But you guys did, I will recognize, growth has to pay for itself. But I think we're to a point where growth isn't now paying for itself, we're paying for past growth's failure to pay for itself. Is what it kind of feels like right now.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have a number in your head?
Oh, that's a guy question to ask the developer.
No, actually, it's a very good question.
So I obviously have made all these fees up here work. So I wouldn't say any of these would have shocked me, because these are projects we've recently done. But the fees that came through with this were shocking, to the point where, yeah, I couldn't find a reason why it's so much more. So, I mean, for example, Emmett didn't start out that way, by the way. That took a hearing just like this, because Emmett, probably like you guys, hired a consulting firm that are very good at what they do, but they can only produce something for you guys based on
the information you give them. And I think that Emmett kind of realized like maybe like the projects that we want funded was a little overambitious, because when that consulting company did the fee schedule, it was astronomical. I think we started for a grocery outlet at $350,000 all in fees. By the time we were done, it was 84 all in. So again, it goes to that one
Is that
size
the one
fits
in
all.
Meridian?
No, Emmett.
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 Monica, do we have these slides that I can pull up here?
No, they just brought those
Okay.
tonight with them.
And I think the bigger picture with commercial, guys, is really it's a tax base. Like, you guys want commercial because it's the tax base and the revenue that it's going to produce moving forward. It's a more long-term picture.
Tim O'Meara, you have something you want to
I
add?
just want to point out to the fact that you're comparing apples to oranges here. Star doesn't, the city of Star does not own its water.
Sure.
Okay, that's a separate entity entirely. Middleton's at a point right now where we have to fund a huge improvement because of the EPA for our wastewater treatment plant, so that you have someplace for your water to go. Okay,
And
so
I recognize that.
that's why our fee schedule is so high right now. If you had come in 2 years ago, probably wouldn't be this high.
Oh no, it would have been great 2 years ago. I know it, and I recognize those exist. But with Emmett, I kind of had to say like the problem exists, and I don't know what the answer is, but I know that it's not sustainable to say we have this problem and we're just going to amortize it and we're going to push it all on new growth, because it's a fee that's not really achievable. So you could have this high fee, but if no one's paying it, you're not solving the problem. That's why I kind of highlight the long-term picture, the tax benefit, higher taxes. Commercial brings higher taxes. You guys are growing residential at a rapid rate, I feel like.
No, not right at the moment, we're not. We have a moratorium on homes.
Or you were.
Well,
hence
we
the-
have 3,000 that are on the books.
Yeah.
And the residential growth, in all honesty, is what created the sewer problem. So I don't know what the answer is. I wish I could stand up here and tell you I have the solution. I don't. I mean, I'm just struggling with making things pencil with where things are going.
Okay.
Can we go back to a slide that has our totals on it?
Anybody have that in their head? 170 maybe? No, 100.
We do have slides coming. I think they're making some.
Oh, we're making copies.
Oh, perfect, thank you guys.
So, Monica, is there a breakdown of what those fees look like, the Middleton fees? What is the breakdown of 78? I mean, it says 78,000, so what
That was-
constitutes?
So
I
78,000 is.
saw the agenda item, but I wasn't sure
Yeah.
exactly how to come.
78,000 is based on the meter size. So that was going to be one of the questions, is our connection fees are based on meter size, and often, well, right now when we do a pre-application meeting, we let our developers know, hey, make sure that you're putting the appropriate meter size into your plans so that you're not over-engineering. But that's based on meters.
When it comes to consumption, in all honesty, I could make, because the reality is a residential home of a family of 5 or 6 is going to be more impact to your sewer than a Starbucks with showering, like everything that a residential home has going on. But it's the valve flush toilets, it's the pressure. We're not going to consume the water that a 2-inch delivers to us, but we need that immediate pressure to flush the toilet because they're not going to use tank toilets. Tank toilets create vandalism issues, people hide stuff in the tank of a toilet. But in a commercial application, it has to be valve flush. So that's the reason for the 2-inch. It's not because we need the water that a 2-inch provides. We're not going to consume all that water. Meridian probably had the best of what I've seen. Like I filled that application out that Jeff showed you, and I had to in detail, like, we had to mark down how many sinks, how many floor drains, and it does its best to kind of estimate your consumption. So it's not based on, like, you're hooking up to a 2-inch.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You need a 2-inch for the valve flushing toilets,
The valve flush toilets,
but without those, you would be at a 1-inch?
we could even be at, yeah, we could be at 1.
Okay.
Like,
And a 1 is 28,500 versus 78,000. So
but,
that's
but we can't because then.
no,
we-
right, but I'm just,
Right, sure, I know what you're, yeah. A 2-inch is pretty standard in everything we build, and mostly because that's what's stubbed to us, so we just make it work. We don't neck it down to a 1-inch because, well, again, the toilets won't work. Now, in office use, I do think that they'll use tank, and so they could get away with a 1-inch. But retail won't use a tank.
is anyone else going to speak on your behalf?
There's other people here.
I see all these different,
Yeah, there's other people here that
Okay.
other developers that I think are probably thinking the same
Councilman
thing.
Murray?
Just for the purposes of understanding how necessary these transportation impact fees are, what's the proposed location?
Of the Starbucks?
Yeah.
It's right there on Middleton Road as you come into town, the River Point subdivision.
It should,
Gardner's building the homes in there.
Highway 44.
Highway 44, yeah, just,
Okay.
yeah. And I think that the fees have to be charged. I mean, roads aren't gonna pave themselves, so they're not gonna get, how are you gonna pay for slurry coats? How are you gonna, but if we were truly going on a growth pays for itself, it would be, you'd have to take into consideration, that means that we're paying for what we're creating with, you were required to do a decel lane to develop our subdivision. That is growth paying for itself. If we have to extend your utilities, again, that's us paying for ourselves. We're not coming to you saying, do this for us. I think where it gets tricky is when you have capital improvement plans that are projects all over the valley, and then we're funding the capital improvement plans. That's where it starts to feel like, are we paying for sins of the past? Like, maybe fees should have always been charged, so past growth was paying for itself, instead of now it's like growth caught up to us. We gotta pay for today and yesterday.
well, we didn't have impact fees as of
I know.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But my question to you is this: where would you like the council to concentrate? Would you like them to concentrate on sewer connection fees, water connection fees, or are you talking about also transportation?
I think, honestly, all of them, but the main point of this was just to highlight the issue, make you guys aware of it. I think you're already aware of it. And also that I'm probably not the last person that's going to stand in front of the sticker shop, and I'm probably not the first person to stand in front of you in the sticker shop. So that's why the one size fits all, obviously that system's broken. I don't know what the right, I mean, it would be exhausting and a lot of manpower to do individual assessment on every permit. But in commercial with Middleton, it's probably feasible. How much commercial has really been done in the last 10 years?
So if we agreed, in this case, to match STARS fees with a follow-on workshop to reassess our impact fees for everything, would that be enough to get you guys to move forward with coming to Middleton?
I don't know if I would want to go that low. I just want to say that I want Starbucks. Trust me, I want it.
I want you to have them.
But, well, I have an addiction, but we won't go there. But the thing is if we reduce some of our fees, there's a signal going in at Dove.
Yes.
There's the reason the impact or the sewer the sewer connection went up is so that the residents didn't have to pay the 78 million that we are going to be spending. But that being said, we have to also keep in mind that if we lower the connection fee, we're going to be getting a building that's gonna be paying taxes. And at some point, 2 years, 3 years, it would balance out. Something to just consider.
Well, and I
And it would
agree.
go to the general funds, which we can use to make those 3.5 million payments.
I agree that we shouldn't be placing additional burden on homeowners, and that's why a lot of those got as high as they are.
Because there's not.
But seeing the disproportionate ratio from other cities to us is shocking. So we need to, I'd like to consider authorizing matching stars for this project tonight with a follow-on workshop to do a comprehensive review of our rates against those across the valley to make sure that we're going to be fair to everybody. We all know we need commercial. That's not even a question.
So Mayor and Council, if I might add, before you respond to that, Mayor,
Yes.
Council, may I?
Yeah.
I'd like to camp onto that because, I saw the agenda item tonight and I wasn't exactly sure how to come prepared.
Sure.
So, looking at the fees and the schedule that has just been put in front of me, of course, I have a lot of questions
Sure.
and a lot of concerns. I mean, just what,
Yeah.
what Councilman Murray said, they are disproportionately higher. And I, for one, would have researched to break down what is it, so I'd have a reasonable discussion with you as an applicant with a legitimate concern. But I don't, and so.
We're equally unprepared there. We got thrown on the
Well,
agenda.
my point is to Councilmember Murray's suggestion, I think it's time that we take a look at it and understand, $78,000 for a 2-inch connection as compared to $5,500. So I know there are reasons that have been mentioned earlier, but I don't know what they are exactly.
Yeah.
So is there a way that we can individually look at whatever that breakdown is and say what's different in Middleton and why? Because we do have things that Star does not have. So without a much longer dissertation, I think I really like the idea, Mayor and Council, of having a workshop that we can take a look at these things, because obviously
The issues are real. I
we
believe
have
in
a lot
that.
of commercial and industrial activity that we want to have come in here, but at the same time, we have a business to run as a city.
Yeah.
And so we've got to make it fair and equitable, and we have got to have a good reason as to why.
Absolutely.
So what that means then is I support what you have to say about having a workshop. Now, I don't know about the fee, going to Star's fees. I think I agree with the mayor, that might be a little on the low side.
Well,
Maybe-
I was prepared for you to say that.
Okay.
Of all the fees presented here tonight, Star is, aside from us, Star is the highest. You look at CUNA, Emmett, Meridian, they're all lower. So
Oh, you're talking.
matching
the
Star,
aggregate total. Or-
yeah.
Well, and stars
You're
could
also
be going
talking
up.
about communities that have much larger volume of residents.
and much
Can I
more.
add to that though?
Absolutely.
When I said that all communities aren't created equal, and while I think if you lined all of those up, and I was gonna live somewhere, Middleton would win for me because you guys are still small. You can get larger lots, but from a commercial aspect, Middleton loses. I would say that is a compromise to match Star, but at the end of the day, if everything's equal and a commercial user is trying to decide on Star and Middleton and everything's equal, Star wins. And it's only because they've got the whole Eagle area they're feeding off of.
Yeah.
Where it's just a population and demographic deal. It has nothing to do with Middleton itself. Great place to live. It's just there's more people. There's more concentration.
So did you come prepared, or do you have a number that you feel comfortable with? I mean, it is that we are different than Star and others, but.
Again, residential wise, I think you win. Somewhere there's a happy medium here where it works. My gut tells me if we could get to Emmett, I just did the Emmett Starbucks. It's probably the most apples to apple. It's a Starbucks, this is a Starbucks. We just finished that. The economics are similar in rent. I just don't want to come across to you guys as here's another developer whining about fees. It's not what it is. I just paid that, so to say that I couldn't pay Emmett again would be a lie. I just did. Economics were the same, building was the same. And I think from a population standpoint, that's pretty comparable. Emmett, Middleton.
They're in the process of going over their fees, and they're looking to hike them at the beginning of the year, same as Star.
They recognized
remember
that
right.
their system was broke when we stood in front of them with the grocery outlet. I mean, when we went from 300 to 84, like, okay, but this system doesn't work for everything. Because it's a per square foot. Like, everything's a per square foot, including their sewer connections. So when you're building a 20,000 square foot building, it still only has 2 bathrooms. It isn't consuming a bunch of water, but they're multiplying it over at 20,000 square feet instead of 2,000 square feet. Like, Starbucks probably consumes more water than a grocery outlet, truthfully.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's how we got there.
again, I wish I could have spent more time researching exactly what the variances are between the various communities, but I haven't. I just know that one community is inherently different than another for a variety of reasons.
And your
Not
problems
just-
are
Not
different.
just those that you've discussed. And those could add an element of cost to the city that maybe we aren't discussing tonight. So,
I just want to find a way to, because we want to be successful. We're vested.
Sure, we all
Like, we own this ground, and we want the best shot we can to bring commercial to Middleton. So, the workshop, I would welcome.
I'm all about it.
Yep.
But at the same time, we don't want to walk away with, we need to walk away.
It has to be a win-win, or why do it?
Costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I want to hear what you have to say, Rob.
Do you, is that all you got for us today?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Council, let's move into discussion here.
Where's that note?
What'd you do with that note?
Very important.
Let's just put
There we go. All right. So council, our fees out the door total, all of them, impact fees, everything, 166, 643 and 66 cents. Stars, 75,612.37. It's a difference of $91,000. That's significant.
Yeah.
And that's the highest one. Obviously, she didn't add up the other ones, but that's pretty significant there. In my opinion, Emmett's in a different situation than we are. They're going to be raising their fees at the first of the year, I guarantee it. I like Councilman Murray's suggestion of we mirror Star. It's the closest one to us. I know they don't have their own wastewater, they don't have their own road department, they don't have those things. They have a few more people, draw a few more, but if we're going to compare a fee to a fee, let's do it to the closest one.
And then
Do they have more commercial? Absolutely. But to compare those right there, and then also we need to piggyback up with the workshop and become competitive again. Because we are not competitive at a $91,000 difference. I don't care what you say.
Well, and Star's about to, they're going through theirs and they're going to.
Yeah, theirs are gonna go up, but I
Yeah,
don't
they're
think
going
they're
up.
gonna go up
No, not that much.
$91,000.
Right.
No.
Wait, that might be incorrect. We need to add all of these together, right? Water.
Total at the bottom was 45,000 plus the 30.
Okay. I added those two. I didn't
Yep.
know I needed to add these.
No.
Okay, good.
So I like the idea.
And invite all the individuals who are here tonight to come back for that workshop so we can.
Absolutely.
Well, being as I have a background in commercial, money, time is money. And where we might save them a certain amount of money, they're gonna lose it on the other end. So I would like to come up with a number that we can work with and then start our workshops, because we're
Yeah.
gonna need more than one or two.
Once the recommendation from Councilman Murray was we basically match Star, closest one down the road, that total fee, and have the workshop. We deal with that tonight, and then we attack this workshop right away.
I would like to tag on to that, because they're raising theirs, and if they were coming to us in 3 months, it would be, the 91,000 would be less, because we've just done the work and raised them, whereas they're gonna start the work and raise them. So I would like to make it, instead of the 91,000, I would like to add another.
That's what the Star is right now.
Yeah, I would like to, instead of doing that, I would like to be logical with a time difference, them raising theirs, ours just got raised, make that a 90 or 100. We're still giving you a really good deal.
I second that.
problem I have with is I don't know what Star thinks they're gonna go up. Are they gonna go up 10%, 50%? I mean, there's a limit.
We
on what
can't
they can go
predict
up.
that till it's
Right.
done.
Right,
But
so-
I can tell you this, they've got their magic number of retail in there. So they're gonna be a little more aggressive.
Mhm.
So are you looking at it as a percentage of the difference or just an arbitrary addition on top of that?
Yeah.
Well, Star also right now is looking to clamp down on its growth because all that growth is starting to bite in the backside with their traffic. So we shouldn't be following their example of trying to clamp down on growth. We should be following their example of trying to
No, I'm
accelerate.
clamping it down. I'm telling you that because they have a larger proportion of commercial than we do, right? They're gonna look to raise their commercial fees to be more realistic. Because they are gonna be slowing down on growth, they need to look elsewhere for more revenue. And and at the same time, we, the city of Middleton, have our residential and we're looking to get more commercial. So I think raising, taking 25 off, giving them basically 65,000 off of that 91 and leaving the rest to add to this number would be very reasonable for Middleton. Because what we're saying to Starbucks and to the builder of the building is, we understand and we're giving you this.
The biggest difference I see between us and Star is they have that commercial. We are just getting started in that commercial. That's the biggest deal I see out of this thing running right now.
Good point.
I mean, that's the hard part right now.
Yep.
So the total out the door, if they were building just across the line over there, is $75,612.37. Leave it up to the powers that be in there to distribute that appropriately to the sewer, water, and transportation impact fee. But that's the difference. And you want to take that off of that?
No, that's what I want to end up with.
Off of
Oh.
that?
I would like to talk to them, but that's what I would like to.
Would there be a percentage for some level of increase? Is often,
So the difference is that,
like,
and let them have
the
that.
standard increase is typically 10%.
We'll have that as the difference. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna do my calculator out.
So it would be next
In my head.
something other than just.
This is always a good place to be.
So that would make their out the door. So Mayor Hutchison's recommendation is $101,643.66 out the door. So basically taking off about 65,000 roughly off of their cost.
That's still pretty astronomically high compared to everything else we've seen.
It is. As we look around the valley, that's still $100,000. No one's close to $100,000.
Since from what we're seeing, Star is the highest, I don't think it's irresponsible to suggest this one time matching them.
Isn't that what we did a couple months ago?
No, we didn't match Star.
No,
We
no.
didn't
We waived a flat percentage of his impact fees.
Based on his building to building difference or something, or just waived a certain percentage.
50,000 was what.
Match Star, apples for apples tonight, one time, and then as soon as possible, put together a workshop with us here, with anybody who wants to come.
I'm okay with that.
Does he have something to say?
Yeah, can I just add one thing, the matching Star, but if we're increasing, and I get, like, you guys are recognizing budget, and I believe there were, I can get more rent in Star. Like, the reality is building a Starbucks in Star, they pay probably 15,000 more a year just because of the size difference, the growth difference. So I can pay Star more.
right now, but it also is that we have to cover our costs too.
That's why I don't know
You
the
have to
answer.
cover your cost, we have to cover
Yeah.
ours. Not trying to be argumentative, but
Right,
we hope for growth, so do you, you know, and that's part of the reason that we're trying to get the commercial.
and I think getting the growth is a step in the right direction. Not having it isn't gonna get anything. But that's all.
Agreed. And I still don't think we can compare to Emmett. Emmett sits out by itself. That's a whole different
Well, and
ballgame.
it doesn't have a
It's an
signal
island.
going in, a duct that needs to be paid for transportation.
And it was
And-
just
and-
economics.
Yeah, and I'm not, I totally see where you're coming from. I've been there, done that. I paid them hefties in the meeting almost 20 years ago. But what I would say is this: we cannot have a builder come to town and say, I would like you to charge us less because I can get a higher rent in Star. That's not our issue or our problem. Our problem is paying our bills and bringing businesses to our city. Stay focused on that.
That's, all right. Any other,
Whoops, we got it.
oh,
Can I speak to that?
Name and address.
Name and address.
Natalie Johnson, 2205 Mace Road, Eagle, Idaho. My name's Natalie. I'm a commercial real estate broker. I want to speak to that point exactly, Mayor, because I think you're really right. As a commercial broker, what I want to do is to bring commercial users to Middleton. If I'm selling this project and I tell every other user that Starbucks is on the corner, do you know who wants to come? Everybody. Everybody. If Starbucks is anchoring that corner, I can get a Jimmy John's, I can get a Great Clips, I can get all these other users. If we're going to say no to a Starbucks, I'm going to have a much harder time filling the rest of that project with other commercial users. I'm sure you can imagine that, right? So there's a competitive advantage to me saying, right, we agree tonight that we match the fees, maybe as Councilman Murray suggested, the Star fees for this one building, knowing that we're going to come back, reconvene, and have that discussion for future. However, if I can go to market and say, guess what, there's a Starbucks coming to Middleton, I can go get everybody else. If I don't have Starbucks on that corner, I'm starting from scratch, and I gotta find somebody who's gonna come in and pay $166,000 in fees. And if Starbucks can't do it, I don't know who can.
So,
Can I-
real
can-
quick,
Please.
I understand your logic,
Yeah?
and I understand the Starbucks thing. I understand that, and you are absolutely right. But if there is millions of dollars in this town to be made because there's no other coffee shop like that, $171,000 over a 20-year period is nothing. Been there, done that. Our thing is to stay focused on what we can do to get Starbucks here and keep our customers, our citizens with it. Because once we do it for one, we gotta do it for the next one and the next one and the next one. And all of a sudden, we're not able to make our sanitation fee that we have to do. So we're trying to work that out, and the five of us are pretty good at what we do, but I like what you said.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that so much. I'm just piggybacking off of what you said, which is stay focused, eye on the prize, bring growth. And for me, what I'm suggesting is you make this exception for Starbucks, then you set the standard for what it will be going forward.
Mayor and council, if I could just respond real quick,
Please.
and then I have a suggestion to make. Did you want to speak before I did, or? No, you go ahead. First, I understand, I'm a realtor too, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not a commercial realtor, but I understand these things. I also understand the world of negotiation, and we've whittled a $90,000 difference down to much less than that.
Yeah.
And so we would neither want to walk over $10,000. We wouldn't want to lose you over 10,000, nor would you want to walk for 10,000. So how can we do that? And I have a suggestion. Mayor, it seems to me in council, I like what Murray has presented. I like you, but I'm tugging at the idea of trying to bring it to some, rather than arbitrary number, do we have something we can tie it to, such as 10% of the difference. And I think a $90,000, come up with $90,000 would be kind of like the middle between the two proposals in the neighborhood. because we know that Star's going to increase their rates, Emmett's going to do theirs. We have inherent differences. We're trying to encourage growth. We're looking at not redoing, but having a workshop, hopefully, coming to some conclusions about our fees. And I think a $90,000 offer would be a reasonable offer. That would be what I would like to propose.
So if I remember, I've got so many things in the last 2 days that I've been working on, but am I correct that, what is tenant improvements, what is, they don't pay impact fees, do they?
We pay them.
The builder,
Yes.
the building.
Yeah. Starbucks wouldn't pay them.
Okay, so we'll be getting nothing from Starbucks. This is mainly coming from the developer. And the Starbucks is not happy to come in because,
As of right now, Starbucks has said that the project is a no-go at this time. We were a go and then now we're a no-go. So
and because of,
because of cost.
Okay.
Just cost of all. So whatever you guys decide, like I'm the messenger, I'm gonna take that back to
Okay.
them. And ultimately, they're gonna be the ones to say, okay, we'll green light it again, or, so I'm gonna take back whatever you guys decide.
okay.
It's up to Starbucks.
So this is in no way a guarantee that they're gonna come.
No,
Okay.
but there's never any guarantee with commercial. I mean,
Yeah, I understand.
1 year you might get $24 a square foot, and 3 years prior you got $30 a square foot. You go for the long run. You don't go for immediate gratification.
We were starting though, like we were pulling our commit starting and then this hit the brakes.
What if we waived 100,000 of the 166 or whatever it is roughly, bring it down to 66, which would beat Star, it would still be above Meridian and everybody else. I mean, she makes an excellent point about having Starbucks as the anchor there. If we want to get commercial, we've got to stop spinning our wheels, we've got to get out of the mud. Something has to get us started.
No, I agree, and I kind of have a caveat on that too, in terms of the motion. Because if Starbucks looks at it and says we're out, then I'll put it in the motion. If they're out, then the fee's out. This is to entice them, not just to have a building.
Yep.
Because if they want to walk away, then,
Well, they don't pay fees.
well, I don't care,
As a
but they're the
tenant.
tenant. They're the tenant. If that tenant don't want to come, that's kind of a big fish in the
Right,
pond
well, the
right now.
tenant wouldn't come because the rent per square foot is
Exactly.
really high.
And if they can't make the rent work with what I'm about to propose, then we'll go back, we'll wait till after the workshop.
I mean, you look at the last 5 years, we've averaged, what, 1 new business per year, but we're building, what, 300 and some odd homes per year?
Yeah.
Our commercial growth is absolutely pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true, but yeah.
We do have a large commercial project that we want to be successful, so coming up with that solution that we can say confidently, no, we'll obtain with the workshop would be helpful.
I like your logic.
Mm-hmm.
So council, just real quick, 2 things. One, we've had one impact fee waiver in the past, we now have a second one. If you have some motion tonight that proposes waiving connection or impact fees or however we end up doing it, it becomes increasingly more important that we have the workshop immediately so we don't have a track record of doing this on
I agree.
Agreed.
a case by case basis. The other thing is, the first time you saw one of these, that was through the process of an impact fee appeal. That is not where we're at tonight. So the connection fees, there's nothing specific about a process for waiving them or not waiving them. So I think you have latitude there. For the impact fee, there's a specific process that has to be followed to waive that.
Okay.
And you can do it retroactively from the date of pulling permit. So whatever you decide to do, just make it clear if it goes from 100 units to 50 units, then have it be pro rata for the rest. And the city can work with the applicant to do a individual assessment to look at the impact fee so that is adjusted properly and not just sort of out of the blue. But just be clear about where the dollars are coming from to get you from the number that they produce naturally down to whatever number you propose. Does that make sense? So you could say, well, we're going to waive the water connection fee. That's a 0. The other 2 stay the same. Well, now, okay, we know where the dollars are supposed to go. Or we're doing all 3 in ratio, right, to the ratio between the original fee and the new fee. Great, and they all come down to that amount. Just make sure it's clear where the dollars are coming from, so we don't have confusion going forward.
Can I ask the gentleman another question? And it might be something he's not legally allowed to disclose.
It's your meeting, Mayor, so.
Can you stand at the podium? Are you putting aside money for their TIs that you're doing out of your pocket?
I'm giving them an allowance, yes, I can answer
Okay,
that.
I don't need to know the number, that would be asking too much, but I did.
Yeah,
So this is basically going to help you get the building built.
correct,
But
yeah.
that changes the rent because of what he's gonna
Right.
do. Right, just like if I build a house.
Well, yeah, if you get
Same.
tenant improvements, if I need 250,000 to build my inside, and he's willing to pay 100,000 to get me to a level to where I can afford to pay the rent, that's what we're talking about.
It's economics. yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was still thinking.
You made me change some things there. So Douglas, you, just to help me clarify the motion in my brain before it comes out. In terms of the transportation impact fee, that's gonna be set aside to a separate meeting.
The individual assessments for transportation impact fees start at the staff level. I can't remember if we changed the code yet on that or not, or if it's still starting at the staff level, but, anyway.
It goes, yeah, straight to city council.
Does it go straight to city council now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
And
come
I
back.
would say Dr. Kinnear's individual assessment didn't even come close to meeting the standard for an
Sure.
individual assessment. It really wasn't. He called it that, but it was this. It's actually what happened here tonight.
But it followed through at least some of the form of the individual assessment. So, yeah, it sounds like it'd come back to you.
Okay.
At subsequent meeting.
Perfect. All right. So council, let's look solely right now at the water connection and the sewer connection fee. In your head, you need to generate a number.
I say we go with the 28.5 because basically they use the 1 inch except for the toilets. And the difference is like
Exactly, yeah.
50-some thousand or something like that. Yeah, 50,000 or 49,500, right there.
I was leaning towards that. Then in terms of the water connection, do the exact same thing, drop it down to the 1 inch. Because literally it's the pressure that they need, not the,
And that's on the
Not the
toilets. And most of them have 2 toilets, or do you have 3 now? 2? Yay, Idaho.
all right. So council, that would put the 1 inch water connection fee at $85.05, 30, basically 40 cents. And then that would put the sewer connection fee at $28.5, which is just under a $50,000 reduction. Thoughts, council?
What is that total?
Hold on. Council, give me your thoughts on that.
I totally agree.
The transportation fee.
It
would be-
justifies what you're trying to do.
You say the transportation fee would be unchanged, right?
At this time,
At
it has
this
to
time,
come back
we're
before us.
in December. Well, we can,
No,
we
theirs would
might
have
be
to
able to
come.
do it in November.
That one will be a workshop, that'll come back before us.
Okay.
So that'd be a total of 94, 974.
It's a total of 114,000. No, that can't be right, I pushed
No,
the
that
wrong
can't be
button.
right.
It's because I added too many zeros
If you
to
add
it.
Yeah, you can
8505
get one more zero in there.
I got one more than I
8505
need. Hold on,
and
plus 28,500.
$37,500. Basically. Thoughts, council? 37.
And we're still gonna come back and address the traffic. at a
Still
later
come
date.
back and address the traffic, that has to be done in a separate meeting.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. We all good?
I'm
I
good
think
with it.
that came to like 65,000,
For what?
a
Well,
reduction on those two
can
items.
you show the Middleton Acts, the connection fees?
The connection fee right now for the 2 inches, $23,277.94 for the water and $78,000 for the sewer.
Yeah.
So you're looking at yeah, there it is, 100,000.
So we don't have for impact fees for transportation.
Well, transportation, you gotta deal with separately.
Right, but it's not that much money. If you look at Star is ACHD, so we couldn't get a number, but we looked at Caldwell, it was $24,976, and ours is $27,600. So ours, the only difference is like $2,500.
Stars through ACHD is 30,000.
Oh, it's 30,000?
Yeah, it's half that,
Okay.
which we can address that at the next, as soon as possible, so we can get this going.
Okay, so to calibrate me, so the suggestion is the
Drop everything
transportation
to,
impact fee.
we can't even deal with it right now.
Can't do that.
That's not a factor. So we're
Okay.
only talking those 2 fees, dropping that to a 1-inch line.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I think it's comparable to Star. I think that's reasonable.
Yep. All right.
Did you plan on breaking ground?
And it gives us a way to calculate.
Again, I'm gonna be the messenger of all
Oh,
this.
gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, the window for concrete is,
All right.
What was the, so we're ready.
you got another 2 weeks, right? If you use,
If we could, it could push us to where we can't start, but it's more about just trying to get back.
Okay. All right, then I move we adjust the permit fees for water and sewer connection for Northwest Development Companies in regards to the Starbucks permit. And our adjustment on the water, we will bill, instead of billing at a 2-inch line, we will bill at a 1-inch price point at $8,505.40. In the sewer connection, we will go from a 2-inch to a 1-inch bill at $28,500. In terms of the transportation impact fees, that will be handled at a meeting to be determined.
Second.
Discussion? We just got it, okay. It's been moved and seconded, roll call please.
Council President Kaiser,
Yes.
Councilman O'Meara,
Yes.
Councilman Chris Jansen,
Yes.
Councilman Murray.
Yes.
Motion passes.
and we'll get to the transportation hopefully on next month, the first,
Well,
the 5th.
we need to deal with their transportation a little sooner than that.
Yeah,
And a
We need
reminder,
to- And we need to have that workshop in terms of our fees as soon as possible.
yeah.
We need a special meeting on that?
Yes. We will, because you'll have a quorum
A special meeting for a
workshop.
workshop? Yeah, well, we can do it as part of the next regular scheduled meeting if we need to.
He was just asking if we
We
needed a
could have
special
We need a
meeting.
special meeting.
Do you want it outside of the council meeting?
Time is important to these gentlemen.
So a special meeting would
Well, that we're dealing with the workshops for these fees.
Right.
We have to do a different meeting for that impact fee, that transportation fee.
Can we be prepared for that meeting before the next city council meeting?
Well, we're not, what we're dealing with is not transportation impact fees, is my understanding. We're dealing with these, are we dealing with connection fees, or are we dealing with all 3 in the workshop?
Connection fees, we can wait a couple months.
You just said you wanted the
But we need to
transportation
do-
impact fee to be scheduled for a different meeting. So the
Well, we
work-
have to.
So the workshop would be to discuss the impact fee, and we'd want to have the workshop before we can do something to take action, because a workshop would just be to workshop it.
Yep.
So if we had a special meeting before the next council, it would be outside of a council meeting, you would workshop
Yeah.
it, and then you'd have a council meeting and you'd make a decision.
Okay. I do think those hookup fees too. Gotta look around sooner than later.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, let us
I'll
know.
work with you on this.
Yeah, let us know.
Number 4, consider approving the school resource officer contact SRO with the Middleton School District for school year 2025 to 2026. Ms. Hobbs.
We're still on number 3.
We're on number 3.
Huh? First one.
We haven't done that one
Oh.
yet.
Just,
Skipping ahead.
that's what I do. Number 3, regarding convey cemetery signal to Idaho Transportation, ITD, consider approving resolution 532-25, a resolution of the Middleton City Council, Middleton, Canyon County, Idaho, to authorize the mayor to sign a letter to convey to Idaho Transportation Department the signalization improvements at SH 44 and Cemetery Road constructed by the city of Middleton within the Idaho Transportation Department right-of-way. Ms. Hobbs.
Mayor and council, much like another signal that we've done in town, we just need to give this back. So there is a letter, I believe, in the packet for mayor to sign to convey that we want to let ITD maintain that.
And an old punch list, everything's done on that light.
Correct.
Check box, perfect.
Yes.
Any questions, council? Pretty straightforward.
I don't want it.
We're done maintaining it, send it down the road. All right, then I move we approve resolution number 532-25.
Second. Oh, beat me to it.
Clarification.
Chris Jansen.
I'll second.
You good? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we're back to number 4. Consider approving the school resource officer contract SRO with the Middleton School District for school year 2025 to 2026. Ms. Hobbs.
Mayor and council, this is the exact same contract that we signed last year. There is no change. It was just approved on Monday by the board of the school district. The only thing that's changed is the dates. So we just want to make sure we're current contract.
This contract runs from when to when?
25 to 26.
No. what
School
month?
year, oh, it runs until a month really before school starts, but we want to make sure that we have, it's perpetual until we sign a contract.
Right. In the future, it'd be nice to handle this in July, August.
Yes, it's technically up to the school district to be proactive to get this to us, so that didn't happen, so we went ahead and,
Okay. Sounds good. I just thought it was a little odd timing.
yeah. We did it at the exact same time last year, and I think almost the year before. But that Douglas helped us with the contract last year to say that if there was one not signed before the start of the school year, that we would continue to pay and we would continue to bill, they would continue to pay, so.
Okay. Council questions? No. I move we approve the school resource officer contract with the Middleton School District for the school year of 2025 through 2026.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, number 5, regarding debt management policy, consider adopting the City of Middleton debt management policy in preparation for the Idaho Bond Bank Authority, IBBA application. Ms. Miles and Ms. Hobbs.
Mayor, council?
Quick question.
Yes.
Is this going to take a long time? Should we sign the students and let them go so they don't have to sit through it?
No, I'm going to just read a paragraph and then you guys are going to.
Okay.
Make a decision. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Wendy.
So this debt management policy establishes formal guidelines to help city staff as well as elected officials regarding how to issue, manage, and repay debt to ensure transparency, fiscal responsibility, and compliance with Idaho statutes. Adopting the policy now is important in preparing for any potential debt issuances, as it demonstrates sound financial management practices to potential future investors. That's what this is. We want to establish this as we go forward with the process of
With the bonds.
bond banking.
They want to see that when they, so we're gonna apply next month-ish, and yeah, this is place now, it was supposed to for us.
Okay.
And our bond counselor has already reviewed it, and
We're good. Okay.
So is there just one paragraph that's changing in an existing? I didn't see a date on the current, is that a current policy that we've had?
This is new, yeah, this is
Okay.
current, this is something that you guys are adopting right now, potentially adopting right now.
So is there a way we can talk about, I've not seen this before, so I did some research. And there are some things that comparing to other cities and other municipalities, similar document, there are some things that came up in that comparison that I'd like to ask about. But I don't know if I want to take the time tonight, but it is that I would like to bring those out so that I can educate myself a little bit better and see if there's anything. So are we voting on
Adopting that
Adopting
policy,
as
yeah.
written.
So if you have concerns about this, then you're not gonna adopt it tonight, and we'll discuss
If you have
it.
concern about it, we need to get it hashed, because this is time sensitive.
Okay.
Very time sensitive.
then there's just a couple things that came up. One has to do with the revenue bond debt service coverage appears to be inverted. And the way it states it is the percent of the net system revenue to be no less than 125%. It appears the comparison says it appears to be backwards. Standard practice is that debt service coverage ratio should be at least 101.25% of the revenues versus the other way around. So I don't know if it's just a semantics in the way it was being read.
It's interesting that you pulled that out because I was reading this tonight before it came in, and I read that and questioned it as well.
It seems to be a reversed, and that's really the bigger one.
Yeah, I wanted to look at that too, but I didn't.
So again, it just says the revenue, it should be 1.25% of the revenue versus the other way around. So again, I wasn't sure if it was the way the sentence read or if it is, that was not the intent.
This is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask a question? If we vote yes on this tonight and we can get a couple of these things fixed, I can sign it tomorrow instead of tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, barring what we need done.
And the other ones are real quick and easy. No specific target for annual debt service as a percentage of general expenditures.
What page are you on?
This is just, I didn't have the page, it's a long document. Basically, annual debt service as a percentage of general expenditures, mentioned but not qualified. No overlapping debt analysis methodology specified, and I don't know, that's a big deal. But anyway, just a couple of housekeeping things that really came out of it. Nothing more, the biggest one is what I mentioned already. The rest of them are just housekeeping.
Yeah, because we kind of got the timing of this is with that bond coming up to get it out there. That's the problem.
It qualifies exactly what we want out of it in the bond and other things, so I think it's really good.
And I can call you when the paperwork's fixed and tell me that it's been fixed and I've signed it. I can leave you a message.
Yep, and then I can spread the word.
Yeah.
All right.
We can always, amend version 2 if we wanted to, as long as we have this basic policy in place.
That's the only numerical thing that I found. The other stuff is just basic reporting, housekeeping, oversight, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, thank you.
No, good catch. Just think how I got to word that. Give me a second here. Okay, so I move we adopt the City of Middleton debt management policy in preparation for the Idaho Bond Bank Authority application, pending the correction of the 125% to 1.25%, getting clarification on that piece solely. What was the other one, Mark?
If we can just do these things at a later time with an amendment, I think it's mostly just housekeeping.
Okay.
So I'm not.
But that's the big one.
I'm not going to hold
Okay.
up on that.
Well, that's the big one right there.
Yeah.
And provided no other housekeeping items are needed that fundamentally change what we're approving today. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yep.
All right, so we move to second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You kind of understand the add-on there, Wendy. If anything fundamentally changes, then we can't, right? If you find other things in it that change it fundamentally, then
Right.
we're going to start over
Right.
next meeting.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any public comment on non-public hearing items?
Looks like a no.
To know. The mayor has no comments tonight. Does the council?
No.
Okay, then we are adjourned, and the seniors can come up and we'll sign your paper. It is 6:48.
Anyone can sign.
Any of us can get you out of here
It
quicker.
was kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, it was. I've been to a couple of this one.
There you go, dear.
Right?
Thanks for
Do
coming.
we have to come, or do we do everything for free?
You gotta get the first one here.
So that's why.